Today we're going to be learning how to make an origami heart that you can use to put into a graduation card, a Father's Day gift, a card to grandma even. So let's begin. First, if you have a pattern piece of paper, you want the pattern face down on the table. So we're beginning by cutting our square in half. We fold it in half. Make a good tight seam because you're going to be cutting along it. Make sure you tear it nice and even. Okay, and you lay the other part aside. Then we're going to fold that rectangle in half. Make sure the edges are lined up nicely. And good creases. The creases are going to be really important on this one. Okay, so we opened it back up, and now we're folding half of it over to make a triangle. And make sure, again, those seams are good and tight, because you will see how important they come in later. And now we're repeating the fold to make a triangle, but we're bringing it up from the other side of the paper. And again, make sure you get that nice tight seam in there. Now, if you did your seams correctly, when you start to do this move, the paper's naturally gonna fold in. And you'll have a chance to see this process again on the other side. So again, we're gonna fold it in half, make a triangle and a real tight seam. And then we're gonna repeat the process on the other half. Okay, so she's gonna open it up, and we're kind of pressing in from the top, and the two sides are naturally folding in along those seams that you made. And then you just press it down closed, and now you got a little tiny square. Okay, so we're gonna take part of it and we're gonna fold half of the triangle and repeat it on the other side. And we're gonna go on the other half. And the fun thing about this origami is it's a lot of repetitive work, so you have plenty of opportunities to catch what exactly we're doing here. Now this is that wonderful little fold where you stick your finger inside and you line up your top seam down along the crease there so that everything lines up. Almost looks like a little puzzle while we're doing this. So what we're doing is each little triangle you just made, you're opening it up, pushing down along your seam, and lining it up with the crease below. So you got fresh new little diamonds, little squares. And you just repeat it with each of those larger triangles we had made a little bit ago. Okay. Almost looks like a little puzzle box. So now we're gonna take those even smaller squares and we're gonna make an even smaller triangle. And we're gonna repeat that with each of those 4 squares that you just made. And again, make sure you're getting those seams real good and tight, because those folds really just help make the paper cooperate and go along the lines they're supposed to. So we're repeating that all the way around and doubling up our triangles. So this will give you plenty of practice making those little triangles in that inside out little trick that we do. So where normally we put our finger in there, now we're dealing with such a small space that you can use a little pencil tip to help you get in there, because your finger's not going to fit in that hole no more. And you're just opening it up. And this is where the art of patience also comes in handy. And then you press down, and again, it's your seam is lining up with the little folds of the paper, and you're going to repeat that to each of those little triangles you just made. So, like I said, this will give you lots of practice on this technique, because As you see, it's quite a popular one in origami. We use it a lot. You can use, we're using a little bit of a dull pencil. You can use like a sharpened pencil tip, a mechanical pencil, just anything you have on hand. Okay. And this is our last one. There you go. You can see a real pretty little flower design along there. So now she's going to take the top portion and she's just kind of folding it back. And now you can start to see a little bit of that heart shape taking place. So she just folded back the top part, and now you're going to fold back the sides. And it's up to you how far back you want to fold back those sides. If you want a fat heart, if you want a skinny heart, you'll just have to get comfortable with it and decide on what you want to make. And there we go. There's your beautiful little heart that you can make as a gift. Isn't that pretty? Ah, there goes. Bye-bye, Miss Yuko.